situation.
Yeah.
You know, people found out that Ellen was mean, and all these people came out and said, Ellen's actually a bitch. And then we go, whoa,
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And she lost everything. She fell apart, disappeared, because people found out that this character that she was portraying in a half an hour on a television show is not really who she was. My buddy Greg, who was one of her writers, was like, she's a piece. He was like, she's a monster.
For years, people have been trying to figure out what Jeffrey Epstein was really hiding, and the rumors just keep getting darker. One of the wildest claims says that starting around 2003, Epstein rented multiple storage units across Florida and packed them with evidence tied to his crimes. Now, an inventory list from one of those lockers has finally surfaced, and it lines up with what investigators suspected all along. Inside, there were so-called training manuals linked to victims, along with 3 computers that had been cloned by authorities, but the original devices were never found. That alone raises serious questions, because missing originals usually mean missing secrets. Ever since millions of Epstein-related files started circulating, the internet has gone into chaos. Social media is flooded with theories, arguments, and people trying to connect dots that may or may not even exist. One of the most viral and shocking claims dragging attention right now involves Ellen DeGeneres. Some posts are accusing her of acting as Epstein's madam for years, and these claims have exploded online with millions of views. But here's where things get messy. Insiders who claim they've actually reviewed real evidence are saying this story is completely made up. Meanwhile, others are doubling down, insisting it's all real, and that someone powerful is pushing fake info to distract from the truth. So now everything feels split right down the middle. One side says it's all fabricated noise, while the other believes something huge is being covered up.
People that are in the position to actually know the people's names on the list, those people are probably in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that's a crazy piece of information to have.
Look.
No one's been tried. No one's been brought. No one's been discussed. We know who went there. We know flight logs. No one talks about anything. There's no effort.
That's exactly why this situation has people hooked. Everyone wants to know what's real, what's fake, and who benefits from the confusion. Because if misinformation is being spread on purpose, then that means there's something bigger hiding underneath it all. When these files dropped, they didn't just bring new names into the spotlight, they also made old moments feel completely different. Clips that once looked harmless are now being replayed with suspicion, and one of the biggest names caught in that shift is Ellen. Around the time when Donald Trump publicly talked about releasing Epstein-related material, Ellen reportedly left the United States. She and Portia de Rossi moved to the English countryside, saying they just wanted to get away from the political tension. But people weren't buying that explanation so easily. The timing felt way too convenient, especially because the Epstein case has strong ties to the UK, including figures like Prince Andrew and elite social circles in London. Suddenly, Ellen was living right in the middle of that world. Then, about 14 months later, she quietly bought a $27 million mansion in Montecito, California, and started splitting her time between both places. That kind of movement got people talking even more.
Of Jeffrey Epstein remained tightly guarded, but earlier this year, I spearheaded a wired investigation that uncovered the data of almost 200 mobile phones belonging to visitors to his infamous peddling. The data was so precise, we were able to map the paths of these visitors to within centimeters, including their neighborhoods, buildings of origins, and the paths.
Why leave so suddenly? And why return without much noise? Then things got even more intense when old clips of Justin Bieber appearing on Ellen's show started making rounds again. Back when they first aired, it just looked like a young celebrity joking around with a famous host. Nothing seemed off. But now, viewers are rewatching those moments with a completely different mindset. Some are pointing out what they think looks like discomfort, while others say the questions feel too personal or intrusive. It's the kind of shift that happens when context changes everything. There have also been long-running rumors online, completely unproven, suggesting Ellen had connections to powerful individuals behind the scenes. These claims existed even before Epstein's name started trending again, but now people are trying to tie everything together. Still, it's important to keep things grounded. None of these claims have been confirmed, and a lot of what's spreading online is speculation mixed with emotion. Now, here's where things get even more extreme. Some circulating emails, which have not been officially verified, allegedly mention Ellen in connection with introductions between Bieber and members of the British royal circle.
You know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
There are even claims suggesting she received property in the UK in exchange for facilitating connections, and it doesn't stop there. One of the strangest rumors floating around hints that Ellen could somehow be secretly connected to the royal family by blood. That theory alone shows just how far things have spiraled. At the same time, Ellen's show played a huge role in Bieber's early career. That part is factual. During that same era, Bieber was also seen around Sean Diddy Combs, who is now facing serious allegations that have shaken the entertainment industry. Reports suggest Bieber has been struggling mentally while processing everything coming out. A source even claimed he is in a hard place mentally as the revelations unfold. Now, all these overlapping connections, Ellen, Epstein, Diddy, Bieber, and other celebrities, are being looked at under a microscope. People are analyzing timelines, relationships, and past interactions like never before. But here's the key detail that cannot be ignored. Ellen has not been charged with any crime. Her name appearing in documents or emails does not equal guilt. That distinction matters, even if public opinion is already running wild. Still, perception is powerful. And right now, the optics surrounding Ellen are raising eyebrows everywhere. Her sudden relocation, her quiet return, resurfaced interviews, and her connections to controversial figures are all being pieced together into narratives online. Whether those narratives are accurate or not, they are shaping how people see her. Today, Ellen is back in Montecito, California, living in a world of luxury, privacy, and high-profile neighbors. People like Oprah Winfrey, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle are part of that same exclusive area. What many don't realize is that Epstein's network reportedly had activity in places like Montecito as well. That detail adds another layer to everything. Because Epstein's real power wasn't just money, it was access.
And Portia de Rossi moved to England after Trump election win. Ellen and Portia have settled into a new home in the Cotswolds, a region in southwest England about 2 hours from London. We're told that the couple scooped up the place before the election, but were very disillusioned with Trump's victory, and as one source put it, they immediately decided to, quote-unquote, get the hell out.
Access to influential circles, powerful individuals, and environments where connections could open doors that money alone never could. When you start looking at Hollywood, royal circles, and elite social groups all overlapping, it naturally makes people question where coincidence ends and something deeper begins. Back in 2019, Ellen and Portia were spotted at a Dallas Cowboys game sitting next to George W. Bush and his wife. That moment went viral instantly. Some people were confused, others were curious. Ellen later addressed it by saying, "I'm friends with lots of people who don't share the same beliefs that I do." That message of kindness and staying connected across differences was always a huge part of her image. But now, with everything that has unfolded, some people are looking at that message differently, especially since certain figures once seen in elite circles have later faced serious legal consequences. It creates a strange contrast between public image and the company people keep. Then in August 2025, writer Greg Fitzsimmons came forward with his own experience working with Ellen.
I was a producer on the Ellen DeGeneres show, won 4 Emmys, and would give them all back to have that time in my life. I had an NDA where I couldn't talk about her. And then now that she fled to England, which to me, like, the deportation thing is starting out on the right foot. And I think she wanted to move to a country, England, where being called the C word is kind of like a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you kind of blend in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not as harsh.
Yeah.
He described her as difficult behind the scenes and claimed she used psychological tactics in the writer's room. That added another layer to the conversation, shifting it from rumors about connections to actual workplace behavior. And just like that, the story keeps getting deeper, more complicated, and harder to separate from speculation. Every new detail, real or rumored, keeps pulling more attention into a situation that already feels massive. This situation hits different when you compare it to the Be Kind image Ellen DeGeneres built for years. That brand was everywhere, pushed to millions, shaping how people saw her. But now, with everything unfolding, people are starting to question whether that image really matched reality. And it doesn't stop with her. The Epstein files have also pulled in names like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Neither of them has been charged with crimes related to Jeffrey Epstein, but their connections have still been heavily discussed. Bill Clinton testified before Congress and denied knowing anything about Epstein's crimes. He admitted that he flew on Epstein's private plane, but said it was strictly for humanitarian work and claimed he cut ties before things became public. Hillary Clinton also denied knowing Epstein personally, but some documents suggest there may have been indirect connections. During her deposition, things reportedly got tense. Photos showed her testifying and then leaving abruptly, which only added more fuel to public curiosity. And now, before anything goes further, this needs to be said clearly. Ellen DeGeneres has not been charged with any crime connected to Jeffrey Epstein. There is no confirmed evidence placing her at illegal events, no verified testimony tying her to wrongdoing, and nothing in the released documents that proves involvement in criminal activity. That part matters. But even with that, public trust in elite circles is dropping fast. Faster than facts can keep up. Social media has turned into a storm of speculation. Posts with extreme and sometimes graphic claims are spreading fast, pulling in celebrities and powerful figures into theories that are often unproven.
See, the Ellen DeGeneres set on her show was the same set as the Epstein Island.
Oh boy, you gotta relax. What we did?
Bro, check it.
Bro.
Look at it. Bro, the set.
What was going on?
Bro, it's crazy, bro.
So it's Moana taking place on Epstein Island.
Bro, I don't know, bro.
What's Sebastian and Ariel on Epstein Island?
When you get a moment, go online and look at her set and look at the temple in the Epstein Island. They look the same. Oprah's name's outside now.
Yeah, but
about some school in Africa. Ellen DeGeneres just moved to England last year, and apparently she's escaped because started popping off.
Some of these stories even include bizarre accusations involving hidden networks tied to Hollywood elites. None of that has been verified, but the fact that people believe it shows how deep the mistrust has grown. People have watched powerful figures avoid consequences for years, and now they question everything. Take a moment that once seemed harmless. Ellen at the Oscars handing out pizza to celebrities. At the time, it was just a funny, light moment. People laughed, it went viral, and that was it. But now, some online are trying to connect it to old conspiracy theories like Pizzagate, which has already been widely debunked. Still, the image gets reinterpreted. What used to be a joke is now being treated like a symbol by some corners of the internet. Then there are rumors linking Ellen to the tragic death of Anne Heche. These claims are unproven with no solid evidence backing them. But in today's environment, even unrelated events get pulled into larger narratives. When people already distrust powerful circles, every coincidence starts to feel suspicious, and those whispers keep spreading. The speculation doesn't stop there. Some viral posts even joke about Ellen having royal blood, pointing to distant genealogical links to figures like Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Queen Elizabeth II. These connections go back hundreds of years to people like King Edward III. In reality, those links are extremely distant and apply to millions of people with European ancestry. But online, even something that small can get turned into a bigger narrative. So what does all of this actually mean? The royal links are distant history. The pizza moment was just a joke. The rumors about Anne Heche are unverified. But what is real is the shift in how people look at everything now. Old footage gets replayed, interactions get questioned. People are asking whether moments that once seemed normal might have had something else behind them. Right now, the Epstein files themselves are still incomplete. Large sections are redacted, names are hidden, and many details are missing. That leaves space for people to fill in the blanks. Some do it with careful thinking, others with wild theories. What we do know is that powerful people often crossed paths with Epstein. Some flew on his plane, some attended events, some show up in emails. Others don't appear at all but still get pulled into the conversation. Ellen moving to the UK raised questions. Her return to the US raised even more. But moving countries is not a crime. Buying property is not proof of anything. Living in the English countryside does not make someone secretly connected to royalty. Still, the questions people are asking go beyond just one person. Why do powerful names keep appearing around the same circles, in emails, at events, on private flights, and then seem to disappear when scrutiny increases? Why are young stars like Justin Bieber often placed in environments with older, influential figures, and later stay quiet about those experiences? Why is it so difficult to get clear answers when media, politics, entertainment, and royalty overlap? These questions are not just about Ellen. They are about a system where access holds power, where influence opens doors, and where the public rarely sees what happens behind closed doors. The files are incomplete. The full story is still unclear, and maybe some parts will never be fully revealed. So now it comes down to how people interpret everything. Are these just coincidences that look suspicious when placed side by side? Or do they point to something deeper that hasn't been fully uncovered yet? The truth is still out there, but the demand for answers is only getting louder. What do you think? Coincidence or something being hidden? Like subscribe, share, drop your comments down below, and see you on the next one.